Hello, my friends, and welcome back to MTDCNC North America. I have a great privilege to share with you my buddy Chad and his story with working with MODIG. Now, company B&B actually started in a garage in the early 90s and now is in a facility of 125,000 feet with over 60 machines. They even have another 6 machines on order coming from MODIG, so this story is something to stay tuned for, pay attention to, and listen. Chad, thank you so much for being a part of MTD.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate the time, and I appreciate being here and be able to share our story.
Absolutely a pleasure. So let's just jump right into how MODIG has supported what you've created, the parts you've created, reducing cycle times, price per part. This is what we're all trying to get toward, right? How has MODIG supported your company?
Absolutely. I would say that in the aerospace industry that we're in, we do a lot of stringers. I mean, that's just part of the aerospace company in general. And what I can say is we have a lot of equipment that can actually produce those things, but they're not producing them in a time that we can actually be really competitive. What we had to look for is we had to look at larger machinery. We had to look at things that were definitely out of our envelope to be able to compete on a national and global basis. We spent a lot of time looking. I wanted a small floor print. I wanted short cycle times. I wanted high RPM spindles, and I wanted high accuracy. We looked for quite a few months trying to find out exactly what kind of piece of equipment would be able to capture all of those things that we needed. We thought it was a lofty goal. We had a hard time really digging down into the deep and trying to find out, which would be the absolute best for that. And I can tell you that the MODIG HHV knocked it out of the park.
So speaking of that research, which I think is important and valuable, extremely valuable, right? You spent time making sure that you were going to get the best. What stood out about MODIG that was like, okay, this is the one that's going to work for me?
Well, I would say, first of all, just the endless length that you can actually cut in a MODIG HHV. It's very critical that we make sure that we can get those all done. If we can get them done in one op, that's going to be beneficial to us. It's going to be less error for any of the geometry that needs to be built into the part. So I think that was really the main thing. There were a lot of other things that actually fell from that as well, and the cycle times that we're seeing right now are incredible compared to what we quoted. So we should be very lucrative on those parts based off of this platform.
So for those of you watching and listening to what Chad just said, when he said endless links, think of what traditionally is known as Barfeed situation on a turning machine, right? Well, this HHV actually will do that with every kind of extrusion, whether it be square or rectangle. So place that idea and concept in your mind. So that's what Chad's talking about here. It's really unique and fascinating technology for me. So you've been with B&B since 2011,
Yep.
So we're working on a decade now. When did B&B first invest in MODIG?
I would say when we were heavily looking at MODIG 2 years ago, I believe we cut our first PO for all 6 machines. I believe it was about a year and a half ago. So we have 3 on the floor now, and 3 are on a boat coming here. Hopefully we can get those things to report and get them on our floor soon. So
we're all hoping for that at this point, right?
Yeah.
Well, do you have any specific numbers of, say, cycle time reduction, percentages, anything like that you can throw out to the audience?
I can say probably our cycle times that we see now, since we're producing the parts now in-house in multiple setups, now we're seeing about a 40% cycle time savings, up to 70% cycle time savings. So it's wonderful.
It's really incredible. I know that brings a little bit of joy to everyone making those parts as well, knowing we're reducing operations, we have unlimited length, we're able to reduce cycle times, price per part. That's so important to everyone, right? So my last question for you, before I let you off the hook, as professional as you are on camera, my friend, before I let you go, we're talking about MODIG, we're talking about a Swedish company, we're talking about a family-owned third-generation company that cares about its customers. What has the service and support been like through MODIG?
I can tell you that the support through MODIG has been wonderful. Our area support that we have here is Hartwig, who has been phenomenal. We've never had an issue that they have not been on top of immediately. Communication is a big thing for me. You can handle a lot of things that aren't really, in your scope, and I would rather not discuss some of those things because they can get you upset. But But the thing is as long as we're communicating, we're doing everything that we need to do, and we have a lot of that. even from the Hartwig group. Now, from the MODIG side of it, Keith and I have become pretty good friends through this whole journey. I mean, I have a lot of respect for that guy. I have a tremendous amount of respect for David as well. That's a guy that has been in our facility, rolled up his sleeves, and wanted to dig around in the machine a little bit. And you don't see owners of big machine companies on your floor, let alone showing up, rolling up their sleeves, and getting down to business. It's remarkable. I love the hard work. I love the dedication. I love the grit. I couldn't ask for anything more. And I've got several other machine companies that are in my facility. I've never seen anything like I get with the MODIG brand.
What a powerful, powerful story, Chad. Thank you so much for sharing that. I am honored to share this story of yours with our global audience. I appreciate you taking the time to share it with MTD and the global audience. You are absolutely amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. It's a privilege.